And we're back.
So, I am tense. I am tense as
Hazardous
heck.
anomaly detected. Quarantine activated. Quarantine lifted.
In this, the most technologically hampered game we've tried to play. A single unit of fuel. Aha! At this point, we're going to expect you have decided we've stopped using that trick.
Hello.
Login security card.
Was that the Wilhelm scream?
I don't know.
Did they sneak the Wilhelm scream in at the end in this game?
Probably. Oh, joy. No. Okay. Whose quarters was this? Second officer.
Back to this area. Chief Steward's office.
Oh, behold, my love. I swear. Hi, I'm Dr. Terrence Kine. Remember, we spoke on the Valley.
If you're real, let me in. I need to destroy that cluster behind you.
Not yet. Escape on that shuttle and you'll kill us all. When they took the marker from Aegis 7, it woke the being in the core of the planet.
The hell is that?
Mercer calls it the hive mind, nexus organism which controls these necromorphs telepathically. If we leave while the hive mind is active, well, you saw the Valor. If even a single necromorph escapes, humanity is finished. But the marker. Emilia, she knew. She told me it would return the beast to its slumber.
Okay. So if we return the marker to Aegis 7, it'll stop the outbreak?
Exactly. But we need the shuttle to return it to the planet. You have a singularity core, and I can let you through. So what do you say?
If it'll end this for good, deal.
Excellent. I can distract Mercer, but not for long. And get the marker to the shuttle bay quickly. Thank you, Mr. Park, for helping me fix my mistakes.
This is one of those cases where it's hard to trust even if the person is honestly trying to make good.
Yeah.
It's still saying the same objective.
Ah.
Oh,
Right,
oh.
he opened the door. Yeah, big bag Nexus organism, we know. Okay, let's... oh.
Non-functional.
Yeah, it's the only way from keeping us to go after him.
Yep. There's a... Yep. Oh, yeah, because... inventory space.
I mean, not getting that much ammo for this gun, but... Oh, okay. Right. Retrieve the marker. Okay. So this...
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
We call that the looter one, too.
Quarantine lifted.
I think this might be the last video for me. It's kind of giving me and doing me a number.
Clearance confirmed.
No, it needs to be my last video too. I've got stuff to do.
Ah, you have it. Now install the singularity core on the shuttle. I'll come help you load the marker. Damn, Mercer's close. Hurry!
Where Where's Daniels? I'm gonna have to make myself a note to put warnings on some of this because just the jankiness of the graphics.
Yeah. He must be in there. Somewhere. Okay, we have a shuttle.
It's a very nice shuttle.
Singularity core replaced. Test fire shuttle engines to complete hardware installation.
It's the kind of shuttle Jeff Goldblum would take out on his birthday.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna do that outside?
Why? That seems problematic.
So, we can't make things too easy?
Test fire in progress. Stand clear.
Oh, I think I know how we're killing it.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Test fire in progress. Stand clear.
I can't hurt you anymore.
You bastard! Take it. Bring conversions! Make us whole! Promise!
That was an interesting design. I got the feeling it was
Do you read me?
purposely
Clark.
trying to keep you
Mr.
from
Clark, come in.
getting a clean
Fuck
shot.
this ship.
You're alive. Altman be.
Fuck Altman, too. Kendra?
I'm here, but every alert on the Ishimura is screaming. Critical damage to internal systems. The marker just ripped right through the ship. Something pulled it down to the cargo bay.
Kind, pilot the shuttle to the hangar. I'm going after the marker.
Of course. Amelia, quickly.
Wait, Dr. Kine. That guy's lost it. He killed the captain. We can't trust him near the marker.
He says returning it to the planet is the only way to end this. We've got to try. I'm heading to cargo. You ping Nicole's rig and tell her where to go.
Leave it to me.
Thanks. When I get the marker, we're all getting out of here.
So, the Leviathan is still alive and a thing at this point?
That seems...
Flight deck
Is
traffic
it
control.
another one?
Is it a third? Because if there's more than one, it might be we've killed two.
Mr. Clark, we're approaching the hangar bay. We'll meet you there with the marker. Yes, Amelia Sue. We'll send the hive mind back into the darkness.
So glad you gave that guy our only escape shuttle. Shit, Isaac. Those things you've killed, their biomass is pulled down in the cargo bay. It's recombined itself into... Well, it's something huge, and the marker's embedded right in the middle. How the hell do we do this?
I've got the Ishimura's cargo cranes. They can move half a bay of mining gear, no problem. If whatever's down there wants to wrestle for the marker, I'm in.
Override the safeties, and yes, it might work. But hurry. We're losing critical systems fast.
Well, that answers that question.
Yeah. They made a new Leviathan. That's a lot of semiconductors.
How long have we got?
6 minutes. 5 minutes.
I'm gonna save here.
And vamp.
Yeah, and let's vamp for a bit. Hey, this one's called Alternate Solutions. So NICOLEISDEA. I wonder what the message is.
That she's a member of a corrupt law enforcement agency?
Oh no. Oh. So yeah, that last level in crew quarters where we had to so you arrive at a central hub. You have to follow the tendrils to an explodey bit and explode that bit, opening up more bits so you can eventually get to back to the hub so you can use the thingy for the central objective. Okay. Very standard level design. Possibly a bit tedious to go through.
The fact that the computer is very clearly struggling with the level, this was the jankiest experience yet.
Yeah. I mean, not counting the bit where we'd run through it before and the million sturge spawn.
Right.
Yeah, that was.
At least that one outright crashed it instead of giving really stuttery graphics.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that was a whole thing. The two guys that fall apart really stressed my graphics card out, I think. Particularly since fire is one of the better ways to deal with them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have thought it would be as bad as the Million Sturge spawn, but
Yeah, it wasn't quite as bad as the Million Sturge spawn. Like, it
yeah.
was doable.
Right, right.
Uh, so yeah, bit of a janky port. Game is still good though. They had the best material to work with, and it's a good game. And I really hope it's successful so that they remake the second one,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then forget that there was ever a third one, and just say, yeah, we're just redoing the third one. We're not touching what was done previously.
We're just ignoring the whole microtransaction FPS shooter nonsense.
Yeah. So the weird thing about the microtransaction FPS shooter nonsense, you didn't even have to actually touch the any of that, like, because you can, with just a tiny bit of experimentation, you can just find the best weapon in the game. Um,
Hmm.
it's really easy. It's a rifle with an underslung rocket launcher.
Okay.
Um, with that, you can complete the whole game. You don't need to mess around with anything else. Um, because honestly, the enemies aren't interesting enough for you to waste your time experimenting with the guns for that game. Like, that whole element of the game was a completely useless thing to tack onto the game that they delivered.
Hmm.
Um,
I was about to say, because you were saying the best game is a rifle with an underslung rocket launcher, and it's like that's a vast difference from this game where it's mostly repurposed tools.
yep. Yeah. So the second game did it right because they very much again, um, you are scavenging tools that are good for killing the creatures, and you have the pulse rifle, and I'm not sure if there's a handgun, but I think there is, because you start fighting a lot more human enemies.
I know for certain there is indeed a handgun
Yeah,
because it has ended up on a couple of lists.
yeah. Um, but yeah, no. So you start fighting unitologists, and I think you fight a few of the military government types um, in that game. But uh, yeah, primarily it's very much the same as this, but it's yeah, the necromorphs have reached a colonial space station, and that's really bad because there's a lot more biomass for them to work with. Um,
Yeah.
and there are children and people living their lives on this space station, and
Hmm.
um, you the unitologists want you, and the government wants you, and things are really bad. Um, but then the third one is purely a military conflict. Like,
Hmm.
you start out working with the military. The unitologists in that game have militarized, and but like you fight militarized unitologists and the necromorphs it's a very different. It's much more action than horror, and not as much. You're an engineer. You go around and you have to fix things. So there's nowhere near as much of that stuff.
Which is unfortunate because having Isaac as an engineer in the midst of a military conflict could have been done interestingly,
Yeah.
because there would still you would just have like gunfire and such going on in the background along with necromorphs popping up and stuff like
Mm,
that, artillery showers and stuff like that, but still be focused on engineering your way through problems.
yeah. Um, and then they start revealing more about the source of the markers, which are the dead moons. Um, so the dead moons are the source of the necromorphs and everything. They're giant moon-sized blobs of flesh of like races that have been assimilated before. Hello, Mass Effect. Yeah,
Yep. It
that
also
was a very, very popular thing around that time.
it also shows up in, I think it's UFO Aftershock and UFO Aftermath. I forget which one came first, but
Mm,
it's Kiko LP'd those two games, and there's a third that he doesn't like, so he's probably never going to LP it. But these aliens do an invasion on Earth where they're going to set up a, what they've said is they're going to do an experiment to turn all of Earth's biomass into a supercomputer type thing. Um, and then it turns out they're like a criminal offshoot of their species that raced on ahead and closed some warp gates so that their government couldn't stop them from doing this invasion and such. And you get into the second game, and it turns out they're being manipulated by some sort of vast uh, space entity, that this is how it reproduces, is it mind warp whammies people into turning planets into biomass sludge, and it grows out of that. And it's like very similar storyline, and I think that was like early aughts, late 90s. I don't know when those two came out.
mm. I guess it makes it easy to design monsters for um monstrous enemies for
Yeah,
um
if you're dealing with something that is mutating things with the aim of congealing everything into one superorganism. Now that I think of it, the end of Evolution, that movie, similar situation.
yeah. When did Evolution come out?
2001.
Think we may have our answer.
Hmm. Uh, UFO Aftermath
Um,
was 2003.
hmm,
Aftershock, 2005. So Evolution came before them.
yeah. See, I think personally, I'm a little sick of the alien, the threat the alien poses being that they do something nasty to us for reproduction purposes. Uh, I know why it's so fascinating, and Alien really brought it to the forefront, but it's one of those things that's been really overplayed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think
at the very least, I mean, evolution wasn't doing that, but it did have the biomass congealing into one super entity. Um,
Oh yes.
but I and we're at 30 minutes, so we can probably cut it off at any time. But
Yeah.
I think Dead Space at least took it in a new direction by having it assimilating entire just species biomass,
Yeah.
instead of an
Um.
individual level. That is an interesting evolution.
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was Mass Effect. The Reapers were the exact same thing, but with like a big cybernetic shell.
True. Oh.
At least you find that out in the second one.
hmm Anyway, I think we should cut off here.
Yep. Catch you later, Thryth, and see everyone later.